Hi, this is Rob from the Keeler section for Bingham Scouts. I'm going to have a look at preparing your bike for a bike trip. Hopefully this weekend you'll get the chance to go for a bit of a bike ride. So let's have a look at some of the basics that you should do. So when you're wanting to get your bike ready, first of all, you need to make sure the tyres are pumped up properly. So sometimes you can have a go at squeezing the tyre yourself, but with some road tyres, actually that is quite difficult. So you might always a good idea to check the tyre pressures. So hold it steady, and if you have a look on the edge of the tyre, it should tell you what the maximum pressure is. So in this case, it's going to 3 to 5 bar or 45 to 70 psi. So there's different valve types. So if we look down here, this one's got a bright green valve cap. This is the Schrader type. We'll have a look at the other one. But to check the tyre pressure, we can unscrew this and then fit on. We've got a pump, so we can fit that on, push it on tight, and then in this case we flick the lever so it's locked in, and then start pumping if you can, and we can check the tyre pressure. Now with a foot pump, when it is up to the right pressure, it's quite difficult, and I think that's perfectly fine for this particular bike. So that was the Schrader, just to show you. And what you must always do is do not lose the little dust caps, because you do not want to get dust in there. So we take that off, and always make sure you put it back on before you do the next one. So if we have a look at the rear tyre on this particular bike, we've got the Presta type. So it's very different. It's similar principle. You've got a dust cap, so you take that off, but you can notice it's got a little extra valve here that needs loosening off before you attempt to pump. Now these are quite delicate, so you've got to be very careful, but you put the pump on in exactly the same way, pump it up. Once you've finished, take the pump off. Make sure you're not too tight, just gently tighten that buck up, but again, make sure you put that dust cap on, because especially with these ones, it protects the valve. Okay, so that's checking the tyre pressures. Let's move on to testing the brakes. To check the front brake, apply the front brake and try and push the bike forward, and the front wheel should stay locked in position. Okay, drop that down, and now let go of the front brake and apply the rear brake, and now lift the bike up and try and drag it forward. The back wheel shouldn't move, and it's locked in position. Excellent. So you now know that the brakes are working. This bike has got disc brakes, but the same applies to any normal type of brakes. Okay. So an important part is making sure you've got the right safety equipment. So major one, make sure you've got your helmet on. Make sure it's fitted correctly. So you don't want it too loose, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. It's always a good idea to wear gloves. Don't wear baggy clothing, because you don't want anything getting caught in the chain. And I usually, even in the winter, I'd always wear some sort of eye protection. So especially in the summer, you want sunglasses on, protect you from the glare of the sun, also protect you from bits of grit and insects that might fly into your eyes. So, but let's have a look at the helmet. So you want the chin strap, so it's not, you don't want it uncomfortable, but it needs to be a good fit. It needs to be fitted well at the back. A lot of helmets have an adjustment that you can tighten and loosen it, so it needs to be a good fit. So if we come back round to the front, it needs to be ideally 1 or 2 fingers above the eyebrows, and if you move the helmet, it shouldn't shift around. it should move with the person's head. You do not want it up here off the top of sitting on top of the head, not covering the forehead, and similarly you don't want it coming down over your eyes. So that is about right. So the idea is, if Adam did fall off the bike, or you did fall off the bike, the front of the helmet would hit the ground, not your face. So the other important thing about the safety aspects of the bike, you should always have a reflector on the back, and sometimes even in summer I'll have a rear light on, certainly on my bike. It is difficult on children's bikes, but you should at least try and have the reflector visible. And in this case we've also got a bottle cage with the inner tube in there. The other safety aspect at this time of year is wearing the dreaded sun cream, but it is important if you're going out for a long bike ride that you don't get sunburnt. And I know this particular one does not like sun cream, but there you go. Hopefully, so we've checked the tyres, we've pumped the air up to the right level, we've checked the brakes. You can make sure that the seat is still in the right position, make sure that's not moved, and your helmet's on properly. So you're now ready, you can go out for a bike ride. Off you go. Hope you have a good cycle ride. Bye.